In this tutorial, we are going to cover the fonts, resizing, choosing, coloring, manipulating, moving around, all of the different aspects. We will be dealing with fonts in nearly every screen, so bear with me because this tutorial may stretch to be a little lengthy. If you see, I have theme builder up, our theme where we left off last. And if we go to the application, the banner, or theme the banner, I should say, you'll see a block here in Inspector called Fonts. We choose the home screen. This particular demonstration that I'm working with here is a theme that I built called Satin Finish. I chose a particular font and sized it to what I believed was a nice size to work with. So if we go to Time and slide down to this particular font here, it is Bodini Empty Black. If I will click on it and choose it, as you can see now it's changed the time, but it's distorted. So we want to make sure that this A is always depressed or selected. And as you can see over here now, it is much clearer to the eye. So let's go down and find that font again for our date and for our unread messages. And select the A on that. Now, as you can see, it is quite small. But before we do anything else, let's just go over to the banner and select those same fonts. There's nothing that says that you have to maintain the same font, but I will tell you that it seems to be more pleasing to the eye in the end user or consumer, whether you sell this theme or give it away free. We'll be happier that you do use a consistency throughout your theme. Okay, now we have everything changed there. We'll go back in here, and now we're going to switch to sizing. Now, in my experience as a developer on the 480/360 screen, whether it be a bold, an 8900 curve, the 9000, whatever device you may be using, you can push this size up to around 40 quite easily and still be not too big. Sometimes on some selections it's even still too small. Let me give you an example. If we change this to Bodini Condensed at size 40, you see what happens to the time or the clock feature. So it depends on what font you choose as to what size you'll have to push this to. Now this is limited. You can only push this up to 50 no matter what font you choose. So keep that in mind as well. There's going to be some fonts that's just not going to work for you. Now moving on, you can see that the AM/PM is quite small, and in my experience I can push this up somewhere between 25 to 30. And what I mainly try to do is get at least half the size, if not a little larger, than the time number itself. And in the date, now you see it's still quite small, and I like to push this up somewhere in the neighborhood of 30, or somewhere where it's spaced somewhere about this size between my signal meters, my battery meters. In this case it's going to be 32, As you can see now with our sizing, we're starting to overlap each other. We will continue on with the unread, and I can push this to 28 to 30. If you watch the envelope itself on this message, if you increase that, you will start pushing that to the side. That will tell you when you're getting just about to your limits. We're going to back this back down to 30, call that good. And now, in our last tutorial, I said that once you've selected your fonts and resized them, you're probably going to have to reposition your items in your banner. As you can see now, we're overlapped. We'll need to pull this down. As you can see, the shading is edge to edge. Therefore, we're going to have to click on our date and push it out so we have plenty of room and get it centered once again. Same with the time. Make sure that you allow plenty of room to ensure that you're not cutting off numbers and letters. You'll want to pull this down. I like to try and stay even with the time, just kind of get symmetric with the items in the banner area. Keep things in perspective. And now if we click off of that, you can see that the spacing is going to work quite nicely. Now the other thing you need to keep in mind is that if you get these up into here too far, you're going to receive an error when you export your theme. So you want to keep these within the screen area. You can fudge it a little every once in a while and get away with it, but just keep that in mind as well. Now we're going to move over to the application banner. We're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to size the same. We'll push our time up to 40, and we will push our, that's not what I'm looking for, we'll push our size for the unread icons up to 30 as well. And as you can see, we have to do some adjusting here also. So we'll hit the reposition banner. Now remember, you have to keep within this realm, not the full screen. So for right now, we can pull that down out of the way. Position that. I'm going to run this back up to 25. And then go over here once again and stretch this out so there's plenty of room. You can pause this, replay it as many times as you need, but you'll find that you're not going to necessarily get it right the first try. But as your experience increases, you'll very well know what will and will not work size-wise on this. So I'm going to reposition everything to about right here, and we'll call that okay. Now what I like to